Can you turn ordinary breakfast bars into bread pudding? Let's find out. Welcome back to Custard Kitchen. Today, we're taking those little fruit and grain cereal bars and turning them into warm, individual bread puddings. We're making an apple version and a cherry blueberry version. So let's get started. Lightly grease 2 6-ounce ramekins, making sure to get the bottoms and the sides. Then tear 2 breakfast bars into each ramekin. You don't need perfect pieces here. A mixture of bigger and smaller chunks gives us some nice texture in the finished pudding. Now for the custard. Start with 2 eggs and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and whisk those together until the brown sugar is well incorporated and there aren't any lumps. Add 6 tablespoons of milk, half a teaspoon of vanilla, a pinch of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and whisk everything together until smooth. Now a little lesson learned here. Next time I'm adding the cinnamon with the brown sugar. Trying to convince cinnamon to mix into the liquid is probably the hardest part of this entire recipe. Divide the custard evenly between the 2 ramekins, then gently press the pieces down so all those little chunks get a chance to soak up some of the custard. And while those are soaking, if you're enjoying hanging out in my kitchen, give the video a like and subscribe to Custard Kitchen. It really helps the channel and I appreciate you being here. After their little soak, they're ready for the oven. Place both ramekins on a sheet pan and bake at 325 degrees for about 35 minutes or until the custard is cooked through. And look at these, they puff up beautifully in the oven. This is the point where I was starting to think that we might really have something here. Once they're out of the oven, let them rest for about 10 minutes. They'll settle a little as they cool, and that gives us plenty of time to make our fruit toppings. For the apple version, add a little butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon to a couple of apple slices. Microwave them just until the apple is tender but still holds its shape. We want a soft, warm apple, not apple mush. For the cherry blueberry version, add about a teaspoon of brown sugar to a few thawed cherries. Warm those in the microwave in short bursts of about 15 to 20 seconds, just until they're warm and juicy. Now let's make them pretty. Top the apple pudding with one of those warm apple slices, and add 3 warm cherries to the cherry blueberry pudding. Finish each one with a dollop of vanilla yogurt. I'm using 2 Good vanilla yogurt because I love this stuff. This is not sponsored, but Too Good, if you're listening, we should talk. Just look at that. This is the point where this little experiment completely wins me over. You get these little soft pockets of breakfast bars surrounded by custard, and every once in a while you hit a little pocket of fruit filling from inside the bar. They're not overly sweet, they're warm and custardy, and honestly they're delicious even without the toppings. This started as a kitchen experiment with some breakfast bars, and somehow we ended up with something I'd be perfectly happy to serve as part of a special brunch or even as a dessert after dinner. I really hope you give this one a try. Thanks for hanging out in my kitchen with me. When the craving hits, we make it happen.